Hello students, we are doing chapter number 11, Understanding Elementary Shapes, exercise 11.2. In last video we did till question number 3 and today we will start from 4th question. What fraction of a revolution have you turned through if you stand facing north and turn clockwise to face west? So for directions always we have to follow this one. Make a plus symbol. When you are doing any problem in notebook or you are doing on board, in that case we have to follow this rule. So always this top one will is north, down it is south, right side it is east and left side it is west. We have to follow this one. Now you can see first we are facing to north and then we have to turn clockwise to west. So north means we are facing like this and then we have to turn clockwise means how the needle of clock is moving, in that direction you have to move. So first here to here, then here to here and then here to here. So finally we will reach here. We have to move this much. And remember the angle between these two directions, north to east 90 degree, east to south also 90 degree and south to east also 90 degree. The angle between these lines are always 90 degree. So you can see here how many turns it is moving. It is moving 1, 2 and 3. Total 4 directions are there. So fraction will be here. It's moving 3 direction out of 4 directions. So fraction is 3 by 4. And you have to tell the number of right angles also. So the number of right angles, you can count here one right angle, then second right angle and the third right angle. It means total 3 right angles it's moving. Second part, when we are facing south and we have to turn anti-clockwise to face east. So first make the direction arrows north, south, east and west. Now we are facing to south. We are at this position and we have to turn anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means this is the direction of clock. We have to move in opposite direction. So we have to move in this direction and we have to face to east. So it means we have to move here to here in east direction. So fraction will be only one direction we are moving here out of total 4 direction, 1 by 4, and number of right angles will be only one right angle it's moving. Next, third part, east and turn clockwise or anti-clockwise to face east. So both the way I have taken, you have to do any one. So clockwise means it will move in this direction. So first it is at east position and then it will move to west, means first here to here and then here to here. So you can see it is moving 2 direction out of 4 directions. So 2 by 4 means 1 by 2. Always you have to convert into the simplest form if it is possible. And the number of right angle, you can see one right angle here to here and one more right angle here to here. So 2 right angle it is moving. Now the same thing we will do for anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means the direction, moving direction will be opposite. So from east we have to start, then we'll go in this direction and then in this direction we will reach at west. So in this condition also you can see it is moving 2 direction, 2 by 4 which is equal to 1 by 2 and number of right angle again it is 2. In both the cases you are getting same answer. Next, question number 5, match the following. This side they have given types of angle and another side it is given in the form of revolution. So we will go through from this side, it will be easy to match. So first it is given more than half a revolution. So half a revolution if we do, suppose these are the 4 direction and we'll start revolving from here. Half means more than half like this till here. So which type of angle it will form if you join like this? Here to here it will be 90, then 180 and more than 180. More than 180 is reflex angle. So this will join here. So here sixth part will come. Then B it is given less than 1/4 revolution. So 1/4 means if you start from here, less than 1/4, it will be below this only. So below this means between this angle is 0, this is 90, this is 180, and this is 270, and again this is 360. So below 90 means it will come acute angle. So fourth one will match here. Then half revolution. Half revolution means it will move from here till here. So we are getting a straight line. This will be 180-degree angle, or we can say straight line angle. First part will match here. Then next D1, acute angle. Sorry, you can see here 1/4 of revolution. 1/4 of revolution means only here to here. So here to here this is 0 degree, this is 90 degree. So here to here means accurate 90-degree angle, and 90-degree angle we will call right angle. So second will match with this. Between 1/4 and half. Between 1/4 and half. So till here it is 1/4 and half till here. So it will go, and somewhere here in between it will come. So between 1/4 and half. So between 1/4 and half, it is more than 90, less than 180 degree. It means it is obtuse angle. So fifth will match with this. And at last, one complete revolution. Complete revolution means 360 degree, and 360 degree means complete angle. So third one we have to match with this. Next, question number 6. Classify the angle whose magnitude are given below. So according to their magnitude, we have to classify these angle as 0, acute, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, or complete angle. So first one, it is given 56 degree. 56 is more than 0 but less than 90 degree. So it will come under acute angle. Second angle is 125. 125 is more than 90 but less than 180 degree. It means it is obtuse angle. Third is 90 degree. 90 degree we will call right angle. And 180 degree means straight line angle. You can write straight angle. Next 215, which is more than 180 but less than 360 degree. It means it is reflex angle. Next 328, this is also more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree, means it will also come under reflex angle. Next 89 degree, this is more than 0 but less than 90 degree, means it will come under acute angle. And last one we have 178 degree. 178 is more than 90 but less than 180 degree, so it will come under obtuse angle. Next, question number 7. State which of the following angles with a small letter in the following diagram are acute, which are obtuse, and which are reflex angle. So first, by observation you can say this angle is less than 90 degree, because 90 degree will be correct L shape like this. If it is less than 90 degree, then we will say it is a acute angle. So A is here acute, and you can see C is also acute angle. And if we talk about B, this B is more than 90 degree, like this it is more than 90 degree. So this is obtuse angle. And if you are getting somewhere doubt, so you have protractor. With the help of protractor you can measure and write. Next, second figure, it is given X, Y and Z, and here it is mentioned this box. This box means 90 degree. This is 90 degree angle. So X, you can see here it is little bit more than 90 degree, and if you are getting confusion, keep your protractor and you can see, start measuring, it is coming more than 90 degree. So more than 90 degree means it is obtuse angle. Then if we talk about Y, this is less than 90 degree. Less than 90 degree means acute angle. And Z also you can see it is more than 90 degree. If we measure, we'll keep, and it is coming 100 degree nearly. So this is also more than 90 degree means it is obtuse angle. Next, third figure we have PQRS. Four angles are there here, P, Q, R and S. So if you observe P, you will see it is more than 90 degree. It is bending in this direction. It means it is obtuse angle. Q, you can see it is clear from the figure, it is acute angle. It is less than 90 degree. Then R, you can see R is more than half revolution. If it is more than half revolution means it start from here and half will be somewhere here and it is going beyond that. More than half means it is reflex angle, because it will come more than 180 degree. And S also, it is clear from figure, this is an acute angle. Next, question number 9. Use your protector to measure the following reflex angle. So reflex angle means this side we have to measure, this angle we have to measure, and we know in our protector we can measure till 180 degrees. So if you try to measure like this, then we cannot measure it. It will go beyond this limit. So what we will do, in place of measuring this angle, first we will measure this acute angle, and then we will use the property of complete angle. So if you measure this angle, any one line, you have to keep your protector like this over one line and measure this angle. And suppose this line, you can see here, this line is small, it is not coming till here. So you can extend this line with the help of pencil and then you can measure it. So this angle, if you see, it is coming 45 degree. From 0 you have to start and it is coming 45 degree. So this side it is 45 degree, and we know the complete angle, this whole circle is 360 degree, and only this 45 we don't want, remaining angle we want. So from 360 degree we will subtract this 45 degree, and after subtraction we will get a 315 degree. It means this reflex angle is equal to 315 degree. Similarly, in second part also we cannot measure this with the help of protector. So we will measure this angle and then we will use complete angle property. Same thing we will do here. Keep your protector over the any one line. Match this point and then you can see. From this side you have to start measuring. Then it is coming 125. So this angle is 125. It means this remaining angle is 360 minus 125. 360 minus 125, and after subtraction you will get 235 degree. Next, question number 10. Find the measure of the angle between the hands of the clock in each figure. So in first figure it is given the hand, one hand is at 10 and another hand is at 12. So for this we will use the same thing whatever we have done in first question. In first question we did this total complete angle is 360 degree and it is divided into 12 equal parts. 1 to 12 equal parts is divided. So we can take 12 parts are equal to 360 degree and we can find out the angle for one part. So one part will be equal to 360 by 12 will come equal to 30 degree. It means if it will move one part, 10 to 11, then it is moving 30 degree angle. And how much it is moving? It is moving two parts. So two parts will be equal to 2 into 30, 60 degree. It means it is moving 60 degree. Second part, hand angles are on 12 and 1. These are, one hand is at 12, another hand is at 1. So same thing we will use here. We have to find out this angle. Where marking is there, that we have to find out. Actually here two angles are there. One is this side and one is this one. but you see where marking is there, which one we are asking in question, that you have to find out. So here between 12 and 1 we have to find out the angle. So we know one part is equal to 30 degree, we did in first part. Then we can find out this, here it is moving only one part only, so one part equal to 30 degree, it means it move 30 degree. Next third one, in third one you can see here one hand is at 12 and another hand at 5. So 12 to 5, how much it is moving? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts. So as we know, one part if it will move, angle is 30 degree, and now it is moving 5 parts. So 5 parts means 5 into 30, it will come 150 degree. Next, question number 11. Write the measure of the smaller angle formed by the hour and the minute hand of a clock at 7 o'clock. Also write the measure of other angle and state their types. So at 7 o'clock, the needle of hour and minute hand will be in this position. One will be at 7 and another one will be at 12. So you have to measure first this smaller angle. One angle we can say the smaller, and then you have to measure this side another bigger angle also. And after that we have to write the types of angle. So angle 1, this is the smaller angle, and you can see how much parts it is moving, how much difference is there after 7 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gap is there. So each gap, one part is equal to 30 degree as we discussed in last question, and here the difference between these is 5 parts. So 5 into 30, it will come 150 degree, and 150 degree is more than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. It means this is obtuse angle. Now second angle, angle 2 is the bigger angle here, and you can see how much gap is there between 12 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is there. So 7 into 30, 210 degree. And 210 degree, this is more than 180 degree but less than 360 degree. So it will come under reflex angle. Next, question number 12. There are two set squares in your geometry box. What are the measure of the angle formed at their corners? Do they have any angle measure that is common? So you can see in your geometry box this type of two triangle shape figures are there. These we will call the set square. One is a bigger triangle and another one is a smaller triangle. So we have to measure these angles. One, this and this angle we have to measure. Same for the second also we have to do. First we will measure this angle and we write first for bigger triangle, you can help with you can measure with the help of this protractor also. So this angle if you measure you will get this is 90 degree, exact 90 degree it is coming, and this side you measure it is coming 30 degree. Similarly this side also we can measure, it is coming 60 degree. So for bigger angle measure is 90 degree, 30 degree and 60 degree. Now for another triangle also we can use, for a smaller triangle this also we will measure with the help of protractor. So keep your protractor like this. You can see this first angle is 90 degree, then this corner angle keep like this, it is coming 45 degree, and same we will do for this corner angle also. This also you can keep and you will get this is also equal to 45 degree. So here three angles are 90 degree, 45 degree and 45 degree. Now next question is, do they have any angle measure that is common. Yes, you can see 90 degree is common for both of them. So we can write the angle of measure 90 degree is common. Is common between them. You can keep over each other and then also you can check. You can see here, if you keep like this, exactly it is matching. So this angle is common for both the triangles. So this exercise has completed. Hope you understood these questions. Thank you for watching this video.